Nice.
Right. Hello, everybody. Vlad here, the community manager of Daviddtech. Today we have a new stream of Elite Backtesters, a new edition. I believe this should be the sixth, if I am right, and the number on top of the screen is right. And yeah, let's get the party started. Firstly, take care. You are responsible for your actions. Fake profiles, again, a huge wave of pretenders to be either me, William, David, or even other influencers of the internet. That's pretty much a new thing. So take care. We want to advise you to invest into some www.anything.net or something like that. Just be careful. Firstly, welcome to everybody here. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me. I also do follow the questions in the chat. So, and also my team here is here as well, David and William. If you have any questions, again, feel free to interrupt me or address them in the chat because we are obviously taking care of those as well. Today topics, we are going to review the September submissions, which has been closed, I believe, yesterday, pretty much at the middle of the day. I would like to announce that the October submits are now open, so feel free to start submitting in order to get them for November. We're going to do, of course, a short introduction for the newcomers, and at the end, of course, open discussions. It's me, William, David, and we are happy to talk about anything related to Daviddtech, and why not something else because it's at the end of the stream. Firstly, a big thank you for everyone who joined the group itself, the Elite Backtesters. It's been something new for me. I learned how to be more organized, and I do suggest you guys to keep track of your optimizations. Be sure you name them accordingly. Be sure you're actually saving the charts if you have the subscription, of course. If not, just use the optimizer, store the setups with as CSV files, and 100% name them accordingly because you're going to wake up in a huge nightmare with, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of CSV files, and you don't know how to start picking them up. And yeah, of course, a double thank you for the contributors, for the people who have submitted so far and will submit for the next month setups. I believe that this session of October is going to end. Let me check the schedule really quick. I think I will going to end it like on the 1st or something like that. Yeah, first of the last day of the month, something like that. Yeah, and let's get into the submissions, shall we? Let's get into my trading view. Of course, I'm not going to go through all of them because that would be a little bit of time. I mean, there are not so many. I mean, there are, I believe, until 10 that I'm surely going to upload them as I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end, but I'm going to upload them as for a little incubation period has happened. So there is a certain ratio that they are ready to be traded. But again, I do recommend to keep them incubated as much as possible until you feel they are ready to be traded. I'm going to talk a little bit later about why your setup is not here yet. I mean, with a huge yet, but and why maybe it will never be again with a little text, a little font text for the never, because you might never know how strategies turn out to be from not profitable to profitable. That's why again I'm going to talk a little bit later about revisiting like, I don't know, maybe twice every month the settings that didn't make it to the chart, the sub forum that I'm going to upload them. So yeah, until maybe after a few months we're going to put them into like a trash, let's say, or the bin or graveyard or whatever you would like to call it, until we're not going to put them under a revisit that how do you call it? From 2 to 2 weeks. So maybe you're going to leave them to maybe 2 to 2 months to see how they evolve. And without much talking, let's get into them. So here we have from a user called Gust, but I don't remember the complete name. Hopefully you are here as well to maybe talk a little bit about the strategy yourself. But let's get into loading it.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you say we can't get access coming weeks to the settings?
Sorry, Marco?
Did you say that we can't get access to the settings coming weeks?
You will get access. I'm going to upload everything that you're going to see here today within a couple hours. I mean, it takes me just to write the link and do like a short introduction to each of them, like I don't know, like 2 hours or something like that. What I said is
Okay.
after we are going to revisit maybe from 2 to 2 weeks all the settings that have been submitted but not put under the forum, and maybe at some point we're going to put them under a graveyard and revisit them less frequently, like I don't know, maybe once every 2 months or something like that, because at the
Yes.
end, if you get into like 1,000 submissions, hopefully, I mean, it's going to take you more than a week to revisit all of them, right?
Yes, but that depends on how much you get.
Of course.
And what we discussed indeed last week, because we asked, okay, put them in the graveyard. When you check them and you see immediately, okay, they are not good. I like to see them eventually for base settings or whatever. Or when you have upload 100 settings, okay, then we don't spend the time on the bad settings. But when you not have much settings, then we
Okay.
almost agreed to upload them wherever, call it immediately a graveyard or whatever, so we can check and use them eventually also when we have time enough.
Yeah, I mean, we have agreed on the last session, I believe, or the last two, I cannot remember, that all the settings are going to be uploaded. Today is going to be the settings that are getting like a little check mark, or I don't know how to separate those ones that have been put into a short incubation period and have been turned out to be, like, for example, this one. So this one, for example, has been submitted to me, I believe, on this period over here. As we can see, there are 2 wins, but also 3 losses. But in the end, the wins were a little bit bigger. So in the end, you're staying on a profit. Like, the strategy didn't break recently. The win rate has been accordingly. I believe we have here 51%. So, like, I mean, you're winning one, you're losing one, but you're still profitable because maybe the winnings are little bit better than the losing. So the strategy makes a lot of sense. This one that I'm showing you right here. And I believe you're on the same page like I am.
That looks good. I always will share, if I'm were you, this strategy, even if it were 30 or 40% win rate.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter in the end. It matters if it's profitable. The equity curve is going up. That means it's great.
But also when the last 5, 6 trades were bad or 7 trades, it doesn't matter for me. Then it's good to use it when we get an update for the optimizer to use it for further improvement.
Yeah, sure. Everybody has a different approach. I'm not saying that mine is the best, not at all. I mean, I'm into this game for about, I don't know, 2 years or something like that. So, yeah, feel free to do whatever your strategy, whatever your feelings are saying.
So, Marco, even if you have like 10 losses in a row and it's giving you, let's say, good equity curve, you will still go ahead and run it?
Rent with the optimizer, not live. And what
Yeah,
we discussed
okay.
a lot of times, I'm still waiting on the update for the optimizer so that we can use the backtest results, check those rows for the last period. And then I mean for the period after the period that we use for the
In and
optimizer.
out method? Are you referring to in and out method?
Almost that method. we have that method 50-50, but yeah, that's not yet working. That will be worked on hopefully soon. But what I a few times said, I like to upload the CSV file with all backtest rows and check all those settings. When I when I removed some bad rows, use it and check for a specific period how they perform.
Just very quickly, Marco.
Like even after.
Oh, sorry. Sorry,
Just
Rabbit,
go on,
please.
David.
I was saying, yeah, David, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Please go ahead, Rabbit. No problem whatsoever. Carry
Okay.
on. You.
Okay, so what I was saying that, okay, if you run an optimizer and you incubate for 6 months, do you go live or do you still incubate and, more on a live scenario?
Normally I go live,
Go live, yeah.
but because you
I
can
think
already see
that's the way to
that
do
you
it.
have 6 months performing very good.
Yeah, I think freshness is very important. Even if we incubate for 6 months, like I have incubated for 8 months also.
No,
But
that's very great.
freshness,
But we have not much
yeah,
history
and
with
still I
crypto.
was able to find winning strategies even after 8 months of incubation.
Fantastic.
Can you repeat again?
I'm saying even after 8 months of incubation, I was able to find winning strategies. Good
Okay,
equity
nice.
curve.
Really
Fantastic.
great, really great.
Yeah, but I don't know how long will they last. That's the main question I have.
Yeah, we never know. We never know.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah. I think experience will tell.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the experience of knowing when to turn them off is something that's something hard to learn as well, and something that I struggle with as well is to know when to turn my strategies off. Kevin David was very good at teaching us that. I need to get him back in to see if he can talk to us about that.
Yeah,
again.
that will be so great
Yeah.
if you can bring him back. I have
Yeah, I'll
watched
ask
all
Kevin.
his videos on YouTube.
Yeah, he's
Everything.
fantastic. Just very quickly,
he's
Marco.
good.
The optimizer. What I was planning on doing was Thursday this week. I haven't got a group chat planned. I thought maybe we could do an dedicated optimizer chat where we can talk about optimizer and what I need to fix and what I need to what tools and add-ons you'd like me to add. And I'll write everything down and get it all fixed. And we can maybe do it once a week or once every 2 weeks, focused on the optimizer. I think it needs
I
it.
think you almost have all the information already on WhatsApp.
I have
but
most
you
of
can-
I have most of the information. It's just get other people's requirements as well. Because most of the things that you've gone through, I know Felipe uses it quite a lot as well, or Felipe, and a couple of other users. So I'd like to try and get as many people involved as possible in the development of the optimizer and how we can improve on it.
That will be great.
Yeah.
Yes. Make it urgent.
Yeah, absolutely.
It will be great. Yes.
The-
I'm smart. I'm waiting for it. I want also to test some methods that we discussed yesterday with Rabbit.
Okay.
For what I see from what I also had sent you yesterday for Blue Edge Capital.
Yes. Yep.
The guys that use the EA.
Yep.
They only perform optimizations for 3-4 months. And
Okay.
when I see all the pass rates for prop firm challenges, they are doing so good. So I want to do some tests on 1 and 2 minute and only use 3-4 months periods. But yeah, then
Okay.
I need the function option to upload the CSV file with all rows and check those settings for a specific deep backtest period.
Okay. Okay. No problem
Yeah,
whatsoever.
else it's
Everything.
impossible to do.
Okay, no problem. Like I said, I'm going to pass back over to Rad, but I've found a developer who's going to be working with me. So I want to dedicate a lot of time towards the optimizer and making it better with everybody here. So, yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, thank you very much.
Great. That's it for the first one. Let's go and see another one. Load setups by Argus1231.
Sorry, Val, to hijack your call.
No problem. Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. No problem.
He's used to it
That's
with me.
No, I'm
yeah,
saying we hijacked your call.
no problem. I mean, that's the whole point of these conversations or live streams or
Yeah.
whatever, to make conversation, to discuss with the community, see whatever is needs to be done or redone and whatever.
Yeah, I love all the things that you guys do. I love it because it's like you're connecting us to talk to each other. Otherwise, we don't talk to each other so much, especially not on a voice call.
I mean,
So it
that's the
helps.
advantage of
Yeah.
being a small company, I suppose. I mean, you take care of everything. I mean, everything is still under your reach. Imagine being like 1 million people or something like that. I would like to see David like dealing with 1 million
Oh,
people under his live stream.
yeah. Not possible. Not possible.
Not possible, right?
He'll mute everybody. You can only join muted.
Absolutely.
Nah, I believe David is polite enough to let everybody ask his question. I mean, the other 900,000 people left, to talk about.
I-
You need a new thermos, for the coffee.
Absolutely.
Till that time, I'm sure he'll create his own clones
Yeah,
through Chat GPT.
AI, ChatGPT. Yeah, absolutely.
definitely. Okay, so the other one, I believe this was the period that the user has been put it under the incubation. So we see that currently it's still following that, let's say, win one, lose one. So the equity curve still, I mean, has gone up since this point. So you can see from here all the way till here, we would have been into the profit. So yeah, I believe this one is valid as well. Let's load another one to take another
Is
example.
the flat, is that only long or only short? So let's
Let's
trade.
check. Let's check. It's longs only, this one.
Okay.
And just a quick, I don't know, bracket, another pause of conversation. Why would you exclude or would you include Marco to be shorts only or longs only or take both at the same time?
I only till now have shorts and longs in one strategy, but I want to later test also only long or only short. It's already costing me so much time to do all the optimizations.
It's basically twice the
When
work.
yeah, indeed, but yeah, can be more profitable.
That's
Yeah, that's
correct.
a choice that people would need to do. But yeah, when you have hedge modes, then you can indeed do long and short separate.
That's correct. Since we don't have like to change inside the script, I don't know if it would be like a nightmare, like pretty much twice the work when you can put on and off on yourself to optimize based on longs only or shorts only. I don't believe there is a right way to do it, so it's for your preference. It's extra work. If it could be again profitable as well to take the shorts only or the long only rule. So yeah, I believe there are strategies that could be longs and shorts or long or short. So the three words collide perfectly, in my opinion at least.
But I personally think that there are high chances that we can overfit, only one direction strategy.
Hmm. Like,
Yeah,
why
that's
do you think
a
that?
possibility that we can overfit because, we'll overfit with ATR, with risk to reward, with other filters. So it will be just based on longs. Let's say if we are optimizing just long strategy. So it will be just longs only, and we can just run optimizer until we see good result, good equity. But when you have both long and short together, then you're coming to a point where you have a strategy which is balanced, and it's not overfitting just to produce better equity curve for just longs. I think so. Though I started, optimizing one direction only when I started back in April. I was only optimizing longs only and shorts only.
Mm-hmm.
but they break. I think
Yeah.
two of my strategies they have broken.
The longs and shorts combined.
Yeah, different. No, separate.
Oh, the
It
separate one
was
broke.
yeah,
Okay, there you go, Marco. Some advices.
but still,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
no,
have a
no,
lot
no,
of
no,
data
no.
to say that this is working. But still, it's all learning for me also.
Mhm.
I'm too new. I mean, I just joined like in April. It's been nothing.
There is one thing that I consider when doing shorts and long together is that in a long position where there's a big take profit, it could always hide short signals, and that always kind of worries me because if that long didn't take place, maybe there's 3 short signals that may have taken place. So that's always something that I try to look into when backtesting, and maybe I turn on the on and off the long and the short to test them one by one separately as well as together if I'm using a strategy that has both long and short myself.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay. So here with El Patron and Optimism against the USDT, we do have over the incubation period just a very small win. So I believe it's still worth considering, but again, take under the consideration that the incubation period only showed just one very, very small win. I believe it was forced, as we can see here, to get out. I mean, it didn't reach the take profit. However, if we were to check the take profit level, I mean, it was a move like what? Like 12, about 12%. So they rarely happen. That's why I believe it's a good way to include force exit based on things that make sense. So maybe, I don't know, a trend reversal or something like that, just to not get that kick of a loss. So yeah, I believe that's one to consider as well. Let's go to another one.
Can I ask a question for David?
Sorry?
Can I ask a question for David?
Sure, go
Yes,
ahead.
of course.
Hi, my name is Mani. Quite a novice. Been a while on your site. Thanks for the great work. It's great. When it comes
Thank
to the optimizer, David,
Yeah.
no, it takes a lot of time. When you create your boilerplate
Yes.
and you have your inputs with your variables and your groups for all the kind of confluences, is there not a way to make a function because 75% of the confluences and functions in the boilerplate I do not use most of the time. So when I optimize something, is there not a kind of a way that you can make an icon to delete that part of the code or that group to make your boilerplate shorter when you do backtesting that it goes faster? I don't know if that makes sense to you.
At the moment, you can all you inside the. Sorry, welcome to the group. I didn't welcome you. Thank you very much for the nice comments at first. Thank you very much, and welcome to Daviddtech. The optimizer, you can actually you probably already know this, but you can actually deactivate parts of the strategy with the checkboxes inside of the optimizer. For it actually to delete code, it's not possible, but you can make it so that for instance, if you only want to optimize take profits and stop losses, you can do that quite easily with the checkboxes. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I know how the optimizer
Yeah.
work, but I think I got an answer
Speed.
for you saying that you cannot delete code.
Yeah.
So, I would like if TradingView or PineScript worked that in the inbox, the input. Let's say you have a confluence of the moving average, that
Yeah.
you have an icon on the side. You can just say delete this input, so it doesn't take that code or that input into consideration, and it shortens your boilerplate. So when you're doing backtesting, it's much less to run through the whole boilerplate, taking that time. and only focus on a few inputs that you have for that specific strategy.
Okay. Yeah. I think I see what you mean, Emily. Will you be around Thursday at the same sort of time? Because I'm going to go through like the boilerplate and the optimizer itself, and do like a step by step intro, and then, like I said, I'll go take in any ideas that we can. And like I said, to deactivate a part of the code. Technically is possible, because there's already to shorten the length of all the inputs isn't possible. We can't remove them, unfortunately, but there is ways inside it to like deactivate it and just leave them idle and not use them inside of the optimizer. That will make it faster. It won't make it a lot faster, but it will make it faster for optimizing. Things like the optimizer mode deactivates all of the visual aspects, so it makes it a little bit faster as well. But I see what you mean. It is hard work to optimize a Daviddtech strategy, because there is so many inputs in there.
Understood. Thanks. I'll run on Thursday and be with that session as well. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
fantastic. We'll go through together the optimizer, all of the functions of the optimizer, and if I don't answer your question, I'll try to write down as much as I possibly can, and build it and make it better for everybody as we go along.
But there is another thing we need to consider, that if we go too fast, then TradingView will ban us.
Of course, yes. Thank you, Rabbit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as Rabbit just said, thank you very much. Yeah, to be very careful not to over optimize too fast, because TradingView does tend to ban people that optimize with way too many windows open and too fast.
Great. Okay, so getting back at this strategy. As you can see, the percentage profitable has been 80% so far. However, the equity curve since this point has been taking like a sideways movement. I do suspect this strategy is doing very well during trends. So maybe we can further optimize the settings after I'm going to upload them into the Discord, into the Elite Backtesters subforum. I would like to try to get this strategy, for example, whenever there is a trend. Maybe we can use what was the indicator name David used for getting trends right?
The Hearst cycle?
No,
Or the
no, no,
Hearst
no.
cycle?
The not the choppy market. The what was the naming again?
The flat market?
The
There's
flat
the flat
market,
market.
yeah, the
Okay,
flat market
yeah.
indicator. Maybe a little
Yeah.
bit more aggressive towards tuning this kind of setup for the flat market indicator. So I mean the flat market indicator within the boilerplate. There is a category within the boilerplate when you can tune that indicator together. Also, another thing, maybe it's like the previous dead zone from the one. Like it's really good at detecting trends, but it doesn't know when to stop, something like that. So maybe we can put like maximum trades, like maybe do 5 trades or 4 trades, or maybe after 2 losses just take a cool off period or something like that. So that's why I believe it's very important to not just grab the setting and leave it be, try to further optimize on top of it. However, take care with the effect of overfitting, because we know it's real, we know it's there, we know it's possible. So feel free to further tune the settings, but with something like, hey, I know the bad side of the strategy. Let's try to improve it on that side. Not just browse the settings, just go up and down with the numbers, and just take a look at the net profit, the percentage profitable, and the max drawdown. No, that's bad. That's a no-go. Just take a setup that's working, see when it's not working, and try to further optimize on top of that aspect. Okay.
What do you mean with trend?
With trend. So if I remember correctly, the dead zone setup from the one has been really. It's is really great whenever there is a trend. So I do think that flat market indicator within Daviddtech scripts is a very good trend filter. So maybe when the strategy is not doing that well, maybe we can try to see a system when you can tune correctly that part of the boilerplate to take the
but
trades under your
yeah.
advantage.
Okay, but please look to the chart.
Okay.
Probably around 15 July. Around that
15
time.
July. Okay.
Yeah, you see there, the top.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, scroll down. You see, in my opinion, a clear downtrend for around 2 months probably.
Okay.
So, because you said, okay, I think it's good in the trending market, but here you have a very, very clear downtrend, but almost no trades.
Okay.
So it's not completely true that it's doing good in a only a clear trend. And maybe in a uptrend, I don't know, because in the uptrend more to the left you see much more trades, but in the downtrend here it's not giving much trades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could be. Maybe this indicator is very depending on another, let's say a well-known indicator. Let's say the RSI or on, let's say, daily. Maybe our strategy, and I'm saying just maybe, is doing really well whenever the RSI is at a certain level. That's one thing that I like to do whenever I have a equity curve like this, for example. So I have this one, then I have a huge drop, then I have going back, then I have a huge drop. I would like to know what happened within these two periods over here, like going on a higher time frame. Check out some popular indicators like MACD, RSI, and some others, and see maybe there is a confluence within a higher time frame and some indicator that could tell me like, hey, your strategy is doing really bad whenever the RSI is higher than 50, or is doing really well whenever you are an oversold or overbought section or something like that. That's one thing that I do.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so again, yeah, I was just talking about things in general. I had no time to take a look deeply close within the setups, like within the settings, to see if there could be any improvement. I had just trust me on this one. I had no time. I'm going to take a further study on them after I upload them inside Discord, and of course we can do it together as a group. 20 heads are better than one. That's the saying that we say here. So yeah. Okay.
Do you have an idea? Do you have an idea? I saw there are 247 people subscribed to the Elite channel.
Okay.
But probably only 50 submitted or less.
56, 57, something like that. I suppose some people don't know what to do and are afraid to ask. Maybe there are some foreigners. With time, they're going to understand that if you contribute, you're going to take part of the group. We didn't filter yet the submissions. I'm going to upload them, and we're going to filter out the people who didn't submit from the ones who did. Again, we do appreciate that you're at least trying to come up with a setup. So maybe if there is a not working setup, of course you're going to get credit on that as well. And yeah, of course, people who work are going to stay in the group. Who don't, tough luck.
So those 200 people will be removed coming days probably.
Tomorrow, I suppose, the people who are not active within the group are going to be removed. Yeah.
Yeah, very good, very good. They can always subscribe later, eventually, probably. But
Of course.
yeah. Okay, nice, good idea.
Yeah, of course, we're going to remove them before we're going to upload the settings. That's a no-brainer.
But a question about that: what when
Sure.
they subscribe again? Do they then not have immediately again access?
No, I'm going to talk with David because there is a thing that I must modify to to the Fibonacci bot,
Well,
which
yeah.
I cannot do myself. So we are going to differentiate two ranks, like the recruit and full right elite backtester. You're going to get the recruit rank, which only gets you access to the chat, like to just talk with people, like, hey guys, what am I supposed to do? What are the rules? I believe getting access to the chat should be fair enough. And if they submit, if we see that they are providing to the group, they're going to get another rank, which is the elite backtester. Again, we didn't have much time because all this crazy, like with the setups, with leader.trade, with the things that maybe David would like to talk more on his AMA, because I'm not sure if it's a surprise or not. I didn't have much time to change the old rules that David made before he went to Singapore. I believe this week things should be a little more free, and we can modify based on the experience that we gained and we will gain as well. Because I don't know, getting information within like not even a month or maybe 1 month is not enough to have very strict rules. So there is also a wiggle room to the rooms as well, but we are going to focus on try to be as strict as possible. But yeah, feel free to expect rule changes. We're going to let everybody know if there is any changes, like for the schedule for the live streams, if we are going to further modify the dates for the submissions and things like that. But generally we do announce within the Elite Backtester chat if there is going to be any modification to the rules or whatever configuration modification.
Okay, and did you already announce something about the current period? There are changes?
We didn't announce yet. I believe this week I'm ready to upload the rules based on the feedback that I got from the users and my personal feedback after I reviewed, like, I don't know, 90 setups. So yeah, we're going to modify hopefully this week. But again, we have the chat. If there is something that you guys don't understand, feel free to tag me, David, William, whoever you see active at that point.
Okay.
Great. Let's jump into another one. This one. Just hope I didn't already open it. No, it's fine. Takes a little bit of time. Okay, so here, I believe it was around the middle of the month when Gentle Sir has submitted his setups to me. Again, we can see that's pretty much, again, a really good trend follower. Here we can see within sideways periods, he's taking a win, a loss, something like that. Again, respecting the percentage profitable, so about 15 to 16%. Here Marco, for example, we can see that over here did really good spotting at least 2 trades on the going on the downtrend, and here on the uptrend like 3 or 4 trades.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one
But
is good.
why do you say to respect the win rate around 50%?
So you have, for example, a 50% winning strategy. If you see like a win, a loss, a win, a loss in the incubation period, you should not expect like 10 wins, because the strategy is 50% profitable. The win rate tells you everything. Like, be realistic about it. It's only 60%, so you should expect like 6 wins and 4 losses. So maybe 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 win, another loss, something like that. So it's normal to have during, for example, sideways period, maybe lesser wins than losses. But whenever there is a trend, for example, if you go a little bit further, for example, I don't know, for example, I think we got into the limit of painting on the chart. Is that right, David? That's why it doesn't show me the tags over here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Yeah, a bummer. For example, over here, let's say the most recent one, we had like 3 wins and 1 loss. So that's pretty much 75% win rate overall. It doesn't match with the overall win rate. So we should expect, for example, during a sideways trend, to be a little less on the win rate side. That's why it gets like into the 50, high 50s range. You understand what I mean?
Not clearly, actually. No.
So
Sorry.
it's a sum of win rates. To get 60% and on the second half of it you have 70, you're going to get a lower win rate on the first part because A plus B under 2, that's the medium average. So if the average winning is 60% and on a certain period you have more than 60%, of course, or the other half, you're going to have a lower one. Understand now?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, is that important?
Yeah, of course it's important. Again, it's important to understand what your strategy is doing, to have expectations, to not have expectations. I don't expect the strategy to have 10 wins in a row, maybe only if there is like a huge trend and it gets all of them right. Again, the percentage profitable tells you it's about 60%.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, Vlad,
Yo, hello.
do all of these that you're going through here have initial capital of $1,000?
Uh, if I were to have, if I were to modify them, they would have not been ready today. So
Okay.
I pretty
Okay.
much took whatever the user put. But again, I did learn that it's important to have a fixed, like let's say, rule-based initial capital, and
Absolutely.
100 is a little bit small, so you're not seeing all the how do you call it, the decimals before the comma numbers. So I believe 100,000 should be enough to see exactly the numbers. And yeah, I believe on the order size, it's very a two-sided thingy. You have people who are going with a small amount, let's say $100, and go 100% of the equity curve of the equity, and you have people with $100,000 who only trade like 2%. In the end, the people who make the most money is going to be the people who are trading with all their capital, because that's also the leverage compounding effect. But if you're going to lose, like for example, the max drawdown, you don't consider that, you're going to get liquidated with all your money. So since there are two kind of people generally that are trading like with all the equity curve and just a bit of it, I cannot say like, hey, here is going to be, because you are going to ignore the other half of the people. So yeah, it's quite difficult. That's why I let people decide to create their own strategy. So hey guys, this is the strategy that I'm trading and it's doing well so far. Why I should force him to modify his strategy in order to be appealing for the group when it could not work in the end? So it works
Right.
only from him.
Right. I thought that you wanted us to use $1,000 initial capital and no more than 10%.
I know. That's one rule that I'm going to modify. Again,
Okay.
that's your strategies. I should not force you to modify them to be on the appealing of the group, because that's not fair, I suppose. If you're running it and it's doing well, why fix something that's working, you know?
Right. Okay. Well, thank you.
No problem, no problem. Right.
But we can definitely make some ground rules for the next optimization so that we all are on the same page, optimizing with the same capital, with same risk. Compounding, no compounding, dynamic leverage, algo, position size. So we can like make some ground rules so everybody can optimize, especially the commission. Commission is not 0.5%. Everybody uses 0.5%. It's
Commission is a
it's
very
It's more than 0.5%. At
That's
least for
right.
retail traders, unless you have 100K and your volume is $1 million.
Commission is also very important. Let's say, for example, we have
Yeah.
people who trade on Mexi, which has like a policy of no fees under certain terms and conditions. Let's say we have people who only trade market entries just to be safe that their positions get filled, which are little bit higher on the commission side, on the fee side. Let's say we have people who trade only on limit, who enjoy a lower commission rate. That's why having a fixed how do you call it commission would help, because people don't trade, all of them don't trade on Mexi, don't all of them do not trade only limit entries or market entries or whatever. That's why I don't know, I need further feedback from you guys if we're going to have strict rules on the how do you call it properties, on the property side of things. I'm going to discuss with David and William as well if we're going to force people to use certain initial capital, fee, commission, whatever. But
Yeah,
again,
at
your
least for
feedback is most
comparison, it
important.
should be similar, right? How would you compare each strategy to the other, right? So it has to be, I think, similar. Otherwise, results will look very different.
You're right. Or we can ask for the user who submitted, like, hey,
Or
you
we
could
can
also.
vote like earlier.
Sorry.
We can vote,
Oh,
what balance should be there. We can vote like we did earlier, right?
yeah, we can vote, but you're going to, for example, exclude strategies that are doing really well based on fees. We have seen that a lot of strategies do break because of fees. So
Yeah.
maybe some strategies would be only profitable if you trade on Mexi with a zero fee terms and conditions applied condition, or maybe if you're joining only with very little fees. It's a very debatable subject, if you ask me.
I agree.
Yeah, maybe it's something that we can incorporate. Maybe not so there'll be strict rules, but those rules maybe you incorporate into your streams, Vlad, and then we can compare at that time the difference between what the user submitted and what happens if we had $1,000 as initial capital, and here's the fees for each of the exchanges or something like that. Maybe I know it will take a long time, but maybe it can be a way of comparing and not missing out on some good strategies that maybe would have been submitted that didn't get submitted because of the fees as such.
Yeah, let's see, for
But
example, this one.
people, these fee files do not include fees or initial capital.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very true, Marco. But
Yeah,
Vlad's been
still,
shared generally the trading view link in general, I think.
yeah, we're going to share the link so you can see how they are performing. Like, for example, here with the removal of fees, we just earned the 200 net profit extra, a percentage. So,
But then
yeah,
it all depends on you. Then it all depends on you because you
exactly.
set the fees and the initial capital.
That's right,
Absolutely, yeah.
100% right. Again, it depends from user to user. That's why I said it's very debatable either if we force some rules for the properties or not. I believe that putting up to vote could be an answer, like whatever the group decides, like, hey, for example, we're going to move to BingX, like the whole community is going to move to BingX. Let's say, let's use the BingX fee structure and take it as granted. That's an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we shouldn't. Well, it's my personal opinion, and very much like you said, it should be. I think we shouldn't restrict it too much. I wanted to restrict it a lot at the very beginning to one single strategy and all of that kind of stuff. But if we restrict it, we might miss out on some good strategies that we can kind of optimize to our own like. Once you've got the strategies, you can just put them on your charts and change the fees. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And if it does, we've just found a trading strategy thanks to the elite backtester and some other member in there that submitted it. So we don't want to miss out on good setups as such.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good not to limit because when we also do forex, some brokers don't have fees.
Even better, yeah.
Yeah, so some brokers have fees, but no spreads. Others have fees and
On withdrawing.
yeah, the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can't set that rule.
All right. Just had a glass of water. Let's check another one for the end of the stream from Anthony. Yeah, the discussion with the fees is going to be like, we're going to do it or not, probably. The exact number, not sure. That's the answer that I have so far. All right, so the strategy. Again, if you're going to consider just the equity curve, we see that the percentage profitable has been 68%. The latest trades we see so far, it's, I don't know, 3 wins, 4 wins, and 2 losses. It surely applies to the win rates, so nothing unparticular on this side of things. I believe this setup has been again submitted to me at the middle of September, something like that. So it strongly follows the trend. A little bit not so edgy as you can see over here recently, but again, surely one to watch, and why not see how it performs over time. All right, so as a general, let's say, description of what you guys have seen so far, like all these equity curves, all those setups, I would like to say that there are, if you're going to put like left is bad, right is good on the good side, definitely. Are they perfect? No, of course they are not perfect. There, so far I haven't seen a perfect trading system. Otherwise, all people would be millionaires. Let's be fair on this one. Let's have reality checks from time to time, and strict to and stick to the algorithm of optimizing, of getting things done right, to incubate. Do not just optimize. For example, I talked with ADOG earlier, and congratulations to him. He has found some really good setups, which he's going to submit to me. Thank you very much, ADOG. He just finished optimizing over the weekend, and the biggest advice I could give to somebody under his position should be to wait a little bit more and see how they perform. If I'm correct, he has already some trades, or at least just one, which has been turned to be profitable, so on. So again, congratulations to you. If you have any words, I see that you're here.
No, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think you're right. Let it sit and stew a little bit and make sure they have some more profitable trades. But yeah, I'll be happy to wait a bit and then we'll submit them.
I mean, what do you have to lose? Like, for example, if it's going to be another win and you can take it live and you have a working system, hopefully. If it's going to be a loss, then another one, and then another one, then another one, you're just evading some losses, you know? So in the end, it's nothing huge that you're losing, just waiting, you know?
Right, right. Exactly. Thank you.
No problem.
Vlad,
Sure. Yes, Marco.
you a question. You received a lot of settings, but showed only around 8, I think. I'm not sure the number. Based on what did you decide to show these ones and what the 20, 30, 40 others?
I'm going to upload them this evening. So maybe by latest early morning next day, and maybe next week, or depending on the volume of work that I have, I'm going to upload also the ones that I do not trust to be ready to be put together with these ones that I'm showing you. Just setups that haven't got any trade, or setups that do not respect the win rate. For example, it has an 80% win rate and it has 1 win and, I don't know, 6 losses or something like that. that's just an example. So setups that I consider like into categories, the ones that I showed you and the other ones.
Okay. And the other ones, you talk about uploading. Do you mean uploading to your TradingView account, or what do you mean?
Uploading on Discord, on the Discord forum under the Elite Backtesters chat. I guess you guys cannot see it at the moment because it's private. I put together a Discord forum like we had. Where do we have a Discord forum? Like for example the beta trigger trade, or for example on the trigger trade report a bug, you have a sub forum. Like each strategy is each setup is going to get a sub forum where people can discuss, but in the end it's still at the top the link to get it, so it's not getting lost. That's the whole point of doing a Discord sub forum, so things are a bit more organized, that we surely need.
Yeah. And you are going to upload there around 90 settings.
I'm going to upload them. I don't know if I'm going to upload like everything as of this week, but with time I'm going to upload all of them.
And what's the reason that you're not sure yet?
The reason is that I'm going to put them under categories, like the ones that I've showed you. This is one category. The ones that
Yeah.
have no trade so far is going to be another category, because it's not fair to say this one is doing bad because didn't have any trade. I'm going to put another category for the ones that are, let's say, not bad but are going sideways, and the ones that are, let's say, bad, I mean just one win and many losses, or just losses, or the equity curve is simply broken. Like, I'm going to organize for the best of the community to understand which is which. And of course, organization takes a little bit of time, so expect it to be a little bit longer to get into the down bottom.
Yeah, Vlad's been up most nights, very, very late, talking to me and organising things. It's just taken a bit longer than he's got quite a lot of settings to set up. Each one has a chart. Each one he has to look through and things like that. And putting them into categories into Discord is taking him a bit of time, and he's up quite late doing it. So it's just there's a bit of time for him. That's all.
If you need any
But
help,
I think
I'm available.
Thank you very much, Rabbit.
I think we must not wait weeks to upload them, probably.
No,
My
he's
opinion.
going to do as many as he can physically, possibly one by one, putting them onto to Discord. It won't take like forever. It's just he's gonna prioritize the ones that obviously have look profitable, and then he'll continue adding them up as quick as possible. And I think the Rabbit just said, I think it was Rabbit just said,
Yeah. If
yeah,
I need any
nice.
help, thank you very much, guys. I think I
Thank
can
you.
do it on my own if I have any problem, or again, if there is something like, for example, I don't get the generally speaking, the things that are not doing well is when I don't get the trading pair, either in a message or in the CSV file in the naming, or the time frame. And yeah, if I get to skip one, maybe I'm going to check some pairs until the user responds, like for example some popular one, BTC, Ethereum, and I don't find it because the user has optimized on Gala, for example. You cannot simply just go all over them, but yeah, you're going to test like 5 or 6 until he responds. So yeah, that's where the time loss is coming from, when people mistake, because yeah, people do mistake. That's normal. There is nothing to argue about that. That's why, again, it's kind of my fault that the rules are not very strict as of then, but with time I'm going to get them done together and right, and hopefully people can follow them and make the submission and submitting to Discord quite a bit easier.
And when will they be added to Incubate?
Sorry?
When will those settings be added to incubate.trade?
When the
That's for
website's
David.
finished. Yeah, when the website's
And
finished,
what
Marco,
is
it'll be
the
on.
expectation? Any expectation about that?
There was, as you know, quite a few problems with the not my servers, but there was quite a few things that went wrong this weekend with servers and things like that. So I'll get back. I'm like I said, my priorities are the things that lots of people use. I want to prioritize bringing everybody back around the optimizer, because the optimizer is something everybody uses and is important. I know that that incubation is important as well. I will get it finished as soon as possible, and for the incubation, first of all, it will be over to you guys to incubate the ones that you want on incubate.trade, to incubate yourselves. And I honestly know that Vlad's been working his off to get this off the ground for everybody. It's been hard for the first, not hard, but he's been working hard at it to get this off the ground for everybody for the first month. With a little bit more organization and things like that, next month it'll be a bit easier for him, so we'll be able to incubate ourselves as well. But the first step, maybe it'll be kind of you guys that incubate for yourselves, and we'll incubate the ones that we consider need to be, and as we go along, we'll incubate all of them. But I know that doesn't give a real reply, but I need to obviously bring the focus over to the tools that everybody's using as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, at
Yeah,
the
but
moment, it's not really required to have the incubation platform, because you can just let it happen within TradingView. Like, you have
Yeah.
the basics of incubation just for idling it on TradingView. Of course,
Yeah.
with the launch of the incubate.trade, people can incubate the strategies on their own, and it
Yep.
will be just sending some links. That's it. Just
Yeah.
without getting the optimizer, getting into TradingView, see what pair is it, upload it, keep it, delete it, and so on. There is so many points that you have to do, and it's very time consuming. However, I enjoy it. So yeah.
You're doing a good job. Thank you very much, Fred, for everything.
No
That
problem.
you absolutely are doing a brilliant job of doing it. You've done a much better job than I did when I tried to do it myself. So well done.
Thank you.
I have another opinion.
Yes.
I think that when we do this seriously, then it are really tools we need. Now you have received almost around 90 settings. We not can upload per person each time 90 strategies, them over a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks again. That's impossible. And next month we get 100 or 200 settings when people will when the group will grow. And then there's only, according to my opinion, one method, and that is connect it with alerts and to see which settings perform the best. Because it's impossible to do after 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. Then we have hundreds of settings.
Yep.
You really can't do that manually. Really,
Yeah.
you can't.
I understand what you're saying, Marco. I agree in a way that the long-term objective for us to as a group would be for me either to find somebody to connect them all one by one and then connect it to the incubation platform. It is the first month that we've done the elite backtesters group. And it's great that Vlad's come up with a load of settings, and we'll grow as a team to try and make it easy for you guys as much as possible. In the meantime, we'll keep the settings, we'll keep the charts open, and we'll build the tools to make them make the tools that are very important to all of us. Whether it's the incubator. Yes, sorry, Vlad, carry on.
Just like a short, how do you call it, addition. Maybe
Yeah.
we can lose leader.trade. So basically, create copy traders like teams, as the original idea was, but
Yep.
just upload strategies instead of people.
That's
So
the
people can do
idea
just
of
one click.
incubate.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the idea of incubate trade to connect that through there. So just like you said, we'll be able to copy those trading strategies through leader trade as well. So yeah, it all work in a sort of a circle, so they all work together. It's just the amount of time that I need to put it all together. That's all.
That's all right. Okay, so another advice: don't forget to incubate yourself after you are getting those settings. Again,
Perfect timing.
yeah, don't forget to incubate yourself. I would not take for granted anything on the internet. You are again responsible for any financial choice that you're doing. All that I've showed you guys are based on facts, but I do still recommend you guys to further consider everything that you're deciding to do. Another popular question would be, why was I not featured? In case, or not, no, in case, sorry, after I'm going to upload them into Discord, the first batch of, let's say, recommended setups, or at least the best so far, that are generally following the equity curve from the point that have been submitted to me, is that either there are a few reasons. The first one, which is maybe the most frequent answer, would be your setup hasn't done any trade yet. That's, I don't know, like 50% of the strategies, just because they are based on a higher time frame. Another one would be that so far it's been a sideways, and a sideways trend, but your strategy claims like an 80 or 90% profitability. So seeing like a period when your strategy is doing 50%, that 50% profit, I mean, it's winning one, is losing one, is losing one, is winning one. It doesn't pretty much follow the whole idea of the strategy when you're optimizing it, so it's different. Another one would be that, I don't know, it's simply broken in the period when you have submitted to me. I mean, things happen. We must just get into optimizing more, and I don't know, keep doing it. Keep hitting the wood with a rock, I suppose. All the setups will be uploaded inside the Discord. As I showed you guys earlier, under the Elite Backtester chat is going to be Elite setups. So it's going to be easy to get them until, as we discussed with David earlier, we're going to have a better way to upload or follow the setups. Like, as I said, maybe we can do leader.trade to have, other than people doing trade, to have strategies rather than people. And we would be certain of also having like more data, like for example the Bybit data, which is like 2021, or Binance like 2018 or something like that. So the date of backtest would be further. Another huge announcement is that submissions for November are now open. Feel free to contribute until, I believe, the end of the month. I'm going to specify the exact dates of ending for this, the start of the new one, and the validation like we had today. I'm going to name those dates further down the road, so it's going to be everything perfect. Next week, reviewing again the October setups. I'm going to also review again the setups that I didn't consider putting them in the first batch. Maybe they had trades. As I said, most of them who are not uploaded in the first batch is because they didn't make any trade from the period that they have been submitted to me, which is fair. I mean, there are settings on 4 hours that could have a trade like maybe once a week, once a month. That's perfectly fair. Just let them sink for a while and see if they get on top on the water, or maybe down the ocean. I don't know. Reviewing for future November setups. Also, if and already have, I see 2 new setups from people that already sent to me. Thank you very much. I'm going to also review like we did weeks ago. See how it goes. I'm mostly referring on the equity curve. That's the best thing, that the most useful tool that the trader has is the equity curve. I do put the second most important, the percentage win rate. You could do all sorts of logic operations, let's call them, based just on the win rate. You could set your expectations. Like as I said, if you have a 50% win rate of a strategy, you should not expect 10 wins in a row. That's if those happens, you could also get 90 losses, just to, or whatever the number is, just another the same number, like 10 again, or whatever. Just is a really great tool. I tend from a couple of weeks now to look also at ratios, like for example Sharp ratio and Sortino ratio, but I still need to dig a little bit further to further understand them. And yeah, and as of next week, the old rules are going to be updated. And as I said earlier, expect updates like frequently, because we are taking feedback. We are honestly considering it to make the group better. And why not have as much setups as possible, considering the ideas of having no commission, based on the idea that people do trade forex, and with forex it's a bit more complicated. You don't have fixed commissions or fees like you have for crypto, or maybe you're trading, as I said, maxi no fee terms and conditions applied promotion, or maybe you're trading a higher commission platform, and the fees that we put do not apply on your platform. There is so much like little bits that we need to we need to understand and we need to fix, but I'm sure as a community we're going to fix this aspect as well. Okay, that's it pretty much. I'm going to do another review for the people that don't understand pretty much anything that I talked about so far. That means that you're pretty much new under the Discord server. And I would like to let you know that we have a elite backtesters group. And I would like to invite you, actually. I was looking at the old Sammy picture over here, which is like, I want you for US Army. I want you for the backtesting group. I thought it was funny. That's why I included it. But it's pretty much an invitation. It's not mandatory. You can do the work on yourself. And yeah, I just started this group about a month and a half ago, and so far people have been active. I've got a lot of setups. I've got a lot of really good setups. Some of them are not really that great, as I showed you earlier and discussed with you guys, but I suppose in the end, by gathering at least, let's say, one good setup a month, in a couple months we'll be having 2, 3, 4 working setups, which is great in my opinion. Again, all the setups that you guys seen over here, and some of them which you have not seen, are going to be put in a Discord subforum. So this picture, it's a little bit outdated, but again, we might add them to the Notion board as well, in case, I don't know, like we had last week, Discord just went out in the blue for us. We had to do the live stream on the Daviddtech. It was not that very pleasant like in Discord, like we are used to, but again, we must adapt and conquer, like the word is. The goal of the group. Well, as you know it, the goal of the group would be to have one script, one Daviddtech script, optimized on 5 time frames, and with 100 people spending 278 hours, you are generally looking at about 100 million setups, which is great. And within that kind of number, I'm 100% sure there are going to be some profitable ones. And another question that's popping here and there would be, okay, but what's in for me? There is a prize pool of $1,000, and we did not forget about it. It's just we didn't have time, me, David, and William, to come up with a charting, let's say, and how to like so rules based on the pricing as well. Expect those rules to be ready again at the end of this week. So yeah, open discussions. If you have, guys, any questions regarding what you have seen, or would you like to see anything else, or maybe David, we would like to add something else.
Just that not only is it money, but you also get access to all of the settings of other users that they've added. If you participate in the group and you're active, you get access to, I say a Dropbox, but it's obviously a Discord forum, which gives you access to all of the settings for that month where you participated. If you didn't participate in the previous month, you have to participate in X number of months, which will be defined with Vlad, until you get access to all of the strategy settings from the beginning.
Yeah, I forgot the most
Yeah,
important stuff. Sorry.
yeah. No problem. No, you did a fantastic job. Well done, Vlad. Very, very good. Thank you very much. And I'm very happy that we've got this off the ground. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Awesome. Open discussion,
How-
guys.
How are you going to make the people more active? Because I see almost no people writing in the channel.
We're going to start by publishing the settings. The settings, I hope, will bring people into the room and maybe do more live streams. I think the live streams, these kind of live streams, not like live streams on YouTube or anything like that, more live streams in Discord, chatting with you guys. There's been over 20, I think 20, 30 people in the chat today. So I think that the chatting in these live streams is important. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Hey, David.
Hi.
That's okay if Marco wants to go again or not. Okay, let me go.
Okay, go.
It won't take a second. So one reason that I want to see one of the scripts, and I'm just joined, is I want to see what you deem as profitable and good. What is the percent profile profitability you're looking for? What's the max drawdown you're looking for? I want to see an example. It's not that I want to copy that script and go live with it. If there are a few examples that you can allow out, and maybe they're not the top, but you're like, these are good, so that we can use that as the baseline, an example for, I look at my Sortino and I look at my Sharp and I go, oh, well, theirs is so much better. I need to keep going on mine. I mean, I get the equity curve as well. The more examples you give on what's good that we can have as a goal, I think it's
okay. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, Adog. I can absolutely see what you're saying. That's a great point of view. Yeah, absolutely, totally.
an example.
Oh, sorry. I'm not. Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. We need to put more rules, not rules, but maybe guidelines, like you just said, into the group. Maybe some example settings, some example equity curves with screenshots and all of those kind of things. We need to put into the group. That will also hopefully bring more conversation into the group as well. So you're absolutely right. Thank you for that. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
We'll get some new people and they'll be using the optimizer. Some people are going to stumble on gold nuggets but not know what they're looking for.
Absolutely.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. That's a great idea. I'll discuss with Vlad after the call and we'll start putting something together. That's a great idea.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. I was just typing in the chat. That's why I let David take the mic for a second. I was just split between the voice room and the private messages also. Yeah. Any other discussion or any other point that you guys have saw and have seen that you didn't quite understand it, or would you like to see something different? That's also a good discussion to be made.
Are you going to upload also an image from the equity curve with the settings?
That's possible. However, I think that since we are going to upload chart layouts. How would you call it, David? To share the charts. It's just from one click away to also check the equity curve. But yeah, I'm sure we can do that as well. Thank you very much, Marco.
Yeah, we'll make it as user friendly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that the forum set up inside of Discord allows us to add an image, so it will probably be one of the images of the equity curve or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you said you're going to review after a week and do that regularly. So you're going to switch then some settings from one category to the other category after you see it's
Sure.
performing bad or better? Yeah.
Sure, of course, the not working ones, if for some reason or if the market conditions change and they're going to be profitable, of course we're going to move them to a different category, or the working ones might not work anymore. Of course, we're going to change them as as we consider or the group considers correctly. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm afraid that you really need more than 24 hours a day after a few months.
I was
Nah,
just
that's
thinking
fine.
after a year, you're gonna have like 500 charts to go through in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
if this part of the group, which obviously I believe that it will, and I hope so because we're pushing for it to grows. Obviously, we've got William and Vlad, and we'll try and find that we've got a couple of people that help with like things like just removing comments outside of Discord and things like that. Obviously, if this becomes a priority of the group, we'll find people to help us make number one, like you just said, add images. If we just find somebody that adds images and takes that pain away from Vlad, we'll add those people to make it so that it is possible to do the things. We're going to make it possible. We'll do everything we possibly can to make it possible and good for everybody.
Just ask for volunteers. I'll volunteer.
And ask for Vlad. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. I'm useless at that. Absolutely useless. I'm terrible at it. But thank you very much. Yeah.
Can I make a comment on something?
Yes, of
Sure.
course.
To get to the point, it's Manu speaking. Yeah, like about, I think it was in middle September or somewhere, or I was off the Discord for a week or two. I saw this elite backtesters.
Yep.
And I read through the thing that in week one, this is going to happen and this and this and this from the specific date. It was in August, but it was a week or two late.
Okay.
So when I've read this, I thought, okay, I cannot be part of this because I missed the date. But if I understand correctly now, some people send in some strategies or strategies after that, and everything has been accounted for up until a certain date, and it went on. I did not send anything because I thought I missed the date, so it's a little bit unclear, or it was unclear for me, the elite backtesters, of what specific the rules were, when we start and when is the cutoff date and what you need to do. So
Okay.
I followed it, and I've read the message from the elite backtesters chat from Relay that the new one is opening on the 3rd of October. Here in my country, I'm on the 4th now already.
Okay.
Sending a strategy. So I don't know if I'm in or out or how does it work. But I've did it only a few hours ago.
You'll be
Because
in.
if I
You'll be in.
had Discord about a year ago, VLAN, you had a specific thread that said optimizer, what was it? Optimizer settings, or
Yep.
where you put all the optimizer or the settings in for specific kind of strategies. What was that? Strategy setups.
Yeah.
Can you remember that? And the trading strategy setups. A year ago, I was already putting up a lot of strategies, but there were not a lot of comments or people working together or contributing to that specific thread. So I think, this is a great idea of having this kind of thing on a monthly or 2 monthly basis, and get the people that really wants to participate, because I've done so much work on backtesting for people and putting stuff, but never got anything back.
Yeah.
So I think if you
Totally.
get people that wants to do something, you need to keep them in a close group.
We will absolutely. We obviously see the people that are helping, and obviously like yourself, giving back to the group. and yeah, we see those people, and you won't be forgotten. You won't be forgotten. Let's just put it that way. You won't be forgotten. It won't be well, you just didn't do it today and it was tomorrow. You won't be forgotten. We know the people that are helping, and you won't be forgotten in the group. That's for certain.
Thank you, mate. That's so good.
I see
Sorry,
that you
Vlad?
have submitted to me today. I'm going to make a short exception and add your setups tomorrow morning or something like that as well under review to be added as of previous month, if that's okay with you.
No problem.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said,
Thank you very much, Vlad.
we see the people that help, and we know and we appreciate you very much. And obviously, we won't forget you when things like these events happen. Obviously,
You make me feel special. Thank you, David.
you are special. You are special. Even Mr. A-Dog, who's come back after all this time, it's a pleasure to have you back, and I'm so happy to see people coming back that have helped in the past, and all the people that have helped a lot, they know how much I appreciate them all. So yeah.
Here.
Okay, so
Cool.
looking forward to whatever the future might bring to us. I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to upload this evening and tomorrow morning as well the setups to Discord. If I miss something like a time frame or whatever, if something is not looking right when you're going to access the setup, the CSV file or the chart link, please let me know. Again, I'm human too. I can make mistakes as well. There is no arguing on that one. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, for attending this session of Elite Backtesters. If you have any question after binging this show, and if you have any question, please let us know. We are active in the general chat, in the Elite Backtesters chat, if you have any issue and you are within the group as well. Just because questions might get skipped, as you know, over the weekend we focus on building rather than being very, very active like we are from, let's say, Monday to Friday. However, we are still active all day of the weeks. So yeah, if you have any question, just feel free to ask. Everybody started at some point, and nobody is well learned from the beginning, let's say.
Hey, congratulations on your 100K.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got the button and everything. I feel like a real YouTuber.
I love seeing that plaque in the background. That's so awesome.
It's awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah, I just want one from my trading past now, and that'll be even better. A Lambo would be nice if they just drive through. Well done, Vlad. You've done a brilliant job. I know that it's been a bit of an uphill battle with me, especially going away to the Singapore thing and everything. Thank you very much. You've done a brilliant job. It's good to see so many people here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of the elite backtesters.
It took me a while as well to say it correctly, so
Yeah.
I understand you. I did exercises. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for attending this session. I'm going to stop the recording, and if you guys would like to chat about anything else, regardless of the subject, feel free to do so. Thank you very much for attending. Have a great day.